Very good morning, children. In the previous class, I had already started lesson 9, Madam Rides the Bus by Valli Kannan. So, let's recall what we studied in the previous class and then I will proceed further with the story. We came to know about Valli's favorite pastime. Valli Amai, fondly called Valli, is the protagonist of the story. Protagonist, I mean to say the main character here. And she is just 8 years old, but she is filled with lot of curiosity about everything. She doesn't have any playmates of her age, and therefore she spends most of her time standing at the front door of her house watching everything very keenly, and all this has become a sort of a game for her and her favorite pastime now. Then Valli wishes for a bus ride. Okay, standing at the gate and watching the happenings in the street gave her a lot of fun, and the most fascinating thing of all was the bus that passed through the street each hour, which traveled between her village and the nearest town. The sight of the bus was a source of unending joy for Valli, and it was a great joy for her to watch new sets of passengers every time the bus passed through her street. So, as she was watching the bus day after day, she developed a strong desire to have a ride on that bus, and her wish became more stronger until it was an overwhelming desire. Okay, and then she plans her journey. We came to know that Valli would carefully listen to the conversation between her neighbors and people who had traveled on the bus or who regularly used it, and she asked some questions also to them. In this way, she gathered very small details about the journey, and she came to know that the town was 6 miles away from her village, and it took 45 minutes to reach there. The fare was 30 paisa for one way, and one could keep sitting in the bus and return to the village by paying another 30 paisa. Okay, so Valli planned her journey to the town and back. It would be her first journey out of her village, so she started saving every paisa. Okay, and now what she did, one fine spring, she was going on calculating everything, that how she would go and come back home. So one fine spring, Valli boarded the bus, and the conductor was surprised by seeing her confidence, and he allowed her to board the bus. The conductor was a jovial person, okay, very happy person, and understood that Valli spoke with pride. So he called her madam and offered her a seat in front. Okay, and even he asked others to make a way for the madam. Okay, so till here I had completed yesterday. Now let's proceed with the further chapter. So be with me, coming to your book, children, and try to understand it completely. Okay, now it was the slack time of day, and there were only 6 or 7 passengers on the bus. They were all looking at Valli and laughing with the conductor. Valli was overcome with shyness. Avoiding everyone's eyes, she walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. So what happened here now? Slack time. Slack time means when there is not much work. Okay, in the afternoon time, people, they don't have much work. So it was the slack time of the day, that was afternoon time. So during that afternoon time, there were only few passengers sitting on the bus, and they all were looking at Valli. Why? You know that very well, because they found the girl was very small in her age, and also she was going alone in the bus. Okay, So they all were laughing with the conductor, and because of that, Valli was feeling shy. Okay, seeing that everyone is laughing at her, so she was avoiding everyone's eyes. She didn't want to see at them, the people who were laughing at her, and that's why she walked very quickly to one empty seat there in the bus, and she sat down on that seat. Now next what happens? May we start now, madam? The conductor asked, smiling. Then he blew his whistle twice and the bus moved forward with a roar. Roar means a loud sound. Okay. So now the conductor, he just asked Valli that, madam, can we start our bus now? That also in a smiling, that in a little bit mocking way. And then he blew his whistle. You know well how the conductors, they work in the bus, and the bus, it started moving with a loud sound. It was a new bus. Its outside painted a gleaming white with some green stripes along the sides. Inside, the overhead bars shone like silver. Directly in front of Valli, above the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. The seats were soft and luxurious. Now about the bus, it is given how was the bus. The bus was very new one, and its outside was painted a gleaming means shining white color. The bus was painted outside with shining white color, and it had some green stripes over there. Green lines were made along the side of the bus, and inside, the overhead bars, okay, the bars which are outside the windows, those bars, they were shining like silver, because the bus was very new. As you know, these bars are made up of steel, but here it is said that it is compared with silver. Okay, it was shining like silver. Directly in front of Valli, above the windshield is the windscreen, and the front glass, okay, of the driver is that the windshield. So above that windshield, just above there was a beautiful clock, and the seats were very soft and luxurious, means very comfortable also. Okay, Valli devoured everything with her eyes, but when she started to look outside, she found her view cut off by a canvas blind that covered the lower part of her window. So she stood up on the seat and peered over the blind. Now, what is the meaning of devoured? Devoured here means studied. She was just studying, observing everything, okay, with her eyes. But when she started to look outside, now she was, as we came to know, she was very curious to know everything. So when she started looking outside of the window, she found her view cut off by a canvas blind. Canvas is a little bit hard, stiff material, okay, and canvas blind means the curtain which is of quite thick, or as I told you, quite coarse cloth. Okay, so that canvas blind means that curtain, it had covered the lower part of her window. Okay, if you imagine, you may see in the luxurious buses this types of curtains are there. Okay, the bus is decorated in this way from inside. So here also, when she was looking out, she found that she couldn't see out clearly because there was a thick curtain which had covered the lower part of her window. So what she did, she stood up on the seat, okay, and she peered over the blind. Peered over means looked over from upper half of that window where there was no blind, that is the cloth, the screen. So she peeped out from there. The bus was now going along the bank of a canal. The road was very narrow. On one side there was the canal, and beyond it, palm trees, grassland, distant mountains, and the blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch, and then acres and acres of green fields Green, 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 as far as the eye could see. Oh, it was all so wonderful. Now, the bus was now going along the bus had started moving. It was going along the bank of a canal, for irrigation purpose. Canals are prepared, isn't it, in the fields. So now it was going along the side of a canal, and the road was very narrow. The place in the road was very less. On one side there was the canal, as we came to know, and beyond it, and after that she could see, beyond that she could see the palm trees, the long heighted trees, the grassland, the fields covered with grass. Then crossing the grasslands, there were the mountains over there, and then above the mountains was the blue beautiful sky, and on the other side was there a deep ditch. Okay, ditch is opening, deep opening. Okay, and there was a deep ditch over there, and then she could see the acres of green fields, means till where her eyes could see, she could see the greenery everywhere, the green fields, and it was really very wonderful scene there she could see. As we know that she was going from a village towards a town. Okay, so the village scene, that was the countryside. You can imagine how beautiful it could be, because there were fields everywhere, trees, mountains and everything. Means she was now enjoying the nature outside. Okay, suddenly she was startled by a voice. "Listen, child," said the voice, "you shouldn't stand like that. Sit down." So startled means suddenly she was surprised by listening a voice that asked her that she should not stand on the seat and she should sit on the seat. Okay. So sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention. "There's nobody here who is a child," she said haughtily. "I have paid my 30 paisa like everyone else." Now see, now okay, she obeyed that man, and she took her seat, but while sitting she looked to that person who had spoken to her, and he was an elderly person. Okay, and little bit old age person, and he was really worried for her. Means he was thinking that the girl may get injured if the bus stops with the brakes and all. So he was concerned for the girl, but she was annoyed by his attention. But this girl, she was getting angry that why the man was objecting her to stand over there. Okay, and what else she said? Haughtily means proudly, in a proud manner, that there's nobody here who is a child. That listen, man, no one is here a child in this bus. Okay, because what is the reason for that? That she has also paid 30 paisa like everyone else. So she was feeling proud that she had also paid the fare like everyone. So she is also not a child. The conductor chimed in. "Oh, sir, but this is a very grown-up madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone?" Valli shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, "I am not a madam. Please remember that. And you have not yet given me my ticket." So, after listening this, when she was telling the elderly man that no one is a child, the conductor, he chimed in. Means he spoke so sweetly, in a very good way. He said to that man that, "Sir, she is not a girl, but she is a grown up madam, you can see. Because the reason is that, do you think," and the conductor is telling to that man, that do you think that only a little girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? No, because only the grown up persons can do so. Okay, they have the guts to go to the town alone, paying the fare. So she is not a girl, she is a madam. So listening to this, okay, what Valli did, how she reacted, she shot an angry glance. Okay, she glance means look. She gave a angry look at the conductor and said, listen, I am not a madam. First of all, you stop saying madam and remember that thing. And you have not yet given. And she also reminded the conductor for her ticket because she had paid the fare. So she should receive the ticket for that seat. She knows everything, each and everything, that 8 years old girl. Next, I will remember, the conductor said, mimicking her tone. Everyone laughed and gradually Valli too joined in the laughter. The conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? Because I want to, she answered, standing up again. Now, when Valli asked the conductor not to tell her madam and to give her the ticket, so the conductor said mimicking her tone means mimicry, copying. Okay, copying her tone, that I will remember. And listening this again, everyone in the bus, they started laughing, and gradually, slowly, Valli also joined everyone and she also started laughing now. Okay, now she was not getting angry, but she also joined everyone and laughed. Okay, then the conductor, he punched. Punching means to make the holes. You might have experienced if you had a journey by bus. So he gave a ticket, and what else he asked her? She asked the girl to sit back comfortably, means to cover the whole seat and make herself comfortable. Okay, because he said that if you have paid for a seat, then why you should stand over the seat? You should comfortably occupy the space and enjoy the bus ride. Okay, but what the girl answered, because I want to, but I want to stand and enjoy the bus ride. Okay, and she stood up again on the seat. Next, but if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. That's why we want you to sit down, child. I am not a child, I tell you, she said irritably. I am 8 years old. Of course, how stupid of me. 8 years, my. Now, so what next happens here? I hope you are understanding it, children. It's a very simple, easy language it is given, isn't it? So what Valli said, that she wanted to stand, so she will stand. Okay, but what the conductor said, that but if you will stand on the seat, okay, he just wanted to convince that child to sit and enjoy the ride. Okay, then she may fall down and hurt herself. Okay, she may get hurt. You also know, when the bus, it takes sometimes a sharp turn over there, or it bump means the raised ground, sometimes in the breakers and all. Okay, she may got hit there. So that's why the conductor said that everyone is concerned for her. That's why they are asking to sit down. Child, again, now instead of madam, when he said her child, so again she got irritated. Okay, and she said that I am not a child. How many times shall I say that I am not a child? I am now a grown up 8-year-old girl. Okay, so of course, now the conductor had to agree that, and he told himself stupid that now he can't make her understand, so he left her. Now the bus stopped. Some new passengers got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. Afraid of losing her seat, Valli finally sat down. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Are you all alone, dear? She asked Valli as the bus started again. Now what happened? The bus stopped at one stop, and again the new passengers started getting inside the bus, and again the conductor also got busy to give the tickets and collect the money. So now what happened? See, that girl, she was now afraid of losing her seat. She thought that if she will just remain standing, then anyone else may occupy her seat. So finally she sat down there, okay, because she was getting afraid of losing her seat. An elderly woman came there now, okay, when old age woman came, and she sat beside her, just next to her. She sat there, and she asked her whether you are alone, dear. So and the bus started moving, okay. Valli found the woman absolutely repulsive. Such big holes she had in her earlobes and such ugly earrings in them, and she could smell the betel nut the woman was chewing and see the betel juice that was threatening to spill over her lips at any moment. Oh, who could be sociable with such a person? Yes, I am traveling alone, she answered curtly, and I have got a ticket too. Now see here, about that old woman, it is described how was she. You know, children, that is the village side, so you can just imagine that scene, okay. So Valli, how she found that elderly woman? Absolutely repulsive, okay. Means now seeing that woman, she was causing strong dislike for her, okay. She didn't like that woman at all who was just sitting next to her. Why? What was the reason? Because when she saw her, she had big ear lobes. Lobes are the outer parts of the ear, okay, and such a big holes she had in that ear lobes, and she was wearing even the ugly earrings, okay, which were not looking beautiful at all in her ear. And even what else? Betel nut. Betel nut, you know, nut of a plant called the betel, okay. So the woman was also chewing that betel nut, and it was smelling there. And what else? While chewing that betel nut, okay, the juice of that, it was just spilling out, okay. It was spreading over the woman's lips over there. That was, and just threatening means here it is likely to come out, okay. So the betel juice was just likely to come out, okay, to just spread over her lips at any moment as it seems to be moving out. So seeing this disgusting thing, Valli didn't like it all, and she was thinking that, giving an expression, oh, who could be sociable with such a person, that how can I talk with such a woman? Valli thought that, okay, and she answered curtly. Curtly means showing displeasure. Displeasure means she was showing that she was not at all happy sitting beside her, okay. So she said, very showing her displeasure, sadness, that yes, I am traveling alone and I have a ticket too with me, okay. Yes, she is on her way to town, said the conductor, with a 30 paisa ticket, okay. So conductor also said to that woman that yes, she is going to town and she had got a 30 paisa ticket also. Oh, why don't you mind your own business, said Valli. But she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. So again, Valli, whenever the conductor speaks out something, means this girl Valli, she dislikes that. She never agrees with that, okay. So when the conductor now again told that woman about the girl, so Valli again told that why don't you see your own work to be done, okay, why are you interfering every time in my matter? But she laughed all the same. But here again the woman also laughed and the conductor also started laughing, okay. But the old woman went on with her drivel. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Do you know exactly where you are going in town? What's the street? What's the house number? You need not bother about me. I can take care of myself, Wali said, turning her face towards the window and staring out. But drivel means silly or nonsense, as you can see the meaning given over there. Okay, silly nonsense. So here the old woman went on with her drivel means just she was asking the silly questions to her again, that she was asking whether it is safe for you to travel alone, okay, because you are very small in age, no one is there with you. And do you know, child, that where you are going in the town, do you know the place exactly where you want to go, and what's the street? After going to the town, to whose house you have to go, whether you know the address of that, what's the house number, do you have all these details? So what reply she got in back? You needn't bother, you need not bother, you don't worry for that, because I can take care of myself. I am quite grown up to take care of myself, Wali said. Okay, and again she turned her face towards the window and started looking outside. Now, her first journey, what careful, painstaking, elaborate plans she had to make for it. She had thriftily saved whatever stray coins came her way, resisting every temptation to buy peppermints, toys, balloons, and the like. And finally, she had saved a total of 60 paise. How difficult it had been, particularly that day at the village fair, but she had resolutely stifled a strong desire to ride the merry-go-round, even though she had the money. Now see how that little girl, she had saved the money, and how much pain she had taken for that. That is all given over here. As we know, it was her first journey and she was very curious to go for that. So she was very careful. Okay, painstaking means really it was very painful for her, and she had to be very careful because she had made elaborate, perfect plans. Elaborate plans here means the perfect plans she had to make. She had to be very careful while making all those plans, and that's why she had thriftily. Thriftily means to spend money very carefully. Okay, so she had saved those money very carefully. Whatever stray coins came her way. Stray here means from here or there, from somewhere, from wherever she had got the coins. Okay, she had collected it and she had kept it very safely, resisting every temptation. Okay, resisting means opposing. She also was a small child. She got attracted to many things. Sometimes she to buy the peppermints, you know, chocolates, flavored one, then toys, balloons, and like that many things. Okay, but she never got tempted, she never got attracted. Though she got attracted, but still she resisted herself. She stopped herself and she saved the total 60 paisa with her. Okay, you can imagine, children, how difficult it had been for her, and particularly on the day of the village fair. Okay, so you can just imagine if you had gone to any fair and if you want to purchase anything but you couldn't because you have to save money. See, imagine that situation. The same situation arose here with Wali, and she had, see, at the village fair when she went, she was tempted to get all such things. Okay, but she had resolutely stifled means she had controlled her all the suppressed her, okay, feelings and attractions, and controlled with determination. She was determined that anyhow she had to save the money, so she had suppressed her feelings of that for a strong desire to ride the merry-go-round even though she had the money. So what she was willing to, she had to have the ride of the merry-go-round. Merry-go-round is a swing. Okay, though she had the money in her hands, how much she had collected in total till here? 60 paisa. But still she just suppressed all her temptations, her desires, the desire for purchasing all these things, the toys, balloons, chocolates, and the last she even ignored that ride which she had a strong desire to enjoy the ride. Okay, so let me stop here for today, and I will continue in the next class. Till then, goodbye children.